Hey everybody, it's time to come up in the kitchen and have a little conversation with Granna. I'm so glad you guys could spend a little time with me today, but you guys know the routine. Before we get started, go ahead, look down at the bottom of your screen. Go ahead and take care of all that business down there, so get that out the way, okay? At the end of this conversation, you can come back and we can talk about the conversation that we're about to have. You can leave me any reviews or any comments that you want to leave me, okay? All right. Before we get started on our conversation for today, I want to go ahead and send birthday wishes to everybody this month. You know, March is my month. I want to go ahead, if you've already had a birthday, I hope you had a great birthday. If your birthday is coming up and you're getting ready to celebrate your birthday, I hope you have a good one and just have fun and enjoy it. Granna is still celebrating her birthday. I am looking forward to my weekend coming up. I'm going out of town with my girls. I'm going to be doing some things and just having a good time. So I'm still celebrating. I told you guys I'm going to be celebrating all month, okay? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this conversation today. I thought about this topic I'm about to talk to you guys about for a minute, because when my daughter actually brought this to my attention. I had not, I don't usually go on Netflix and watch any of the programs on there, but she was telling me about this documentary that they had on Netflix about this baby, Gabriel Fernandez, and you know what had happened to him, and they was showing some of the documentaries about his this poor baby's death and what had happened to him. So when her and I was having a conversation about it, it was emotional just listening to her tell me telling me what she had watched, and that she could not completely watch the documentary, that she had to just turn it off. But I was like, okay, let me just go and see, you know, read this. So I did go back. I tried to watch the documentary also, but it's very emotional. It's very hard. I couldn't do it. But if you guys get a chance, it's on Netflix. Go and check it out, because I know I'm not going to be able to cover all of it. So I'm just going to hit some corners here and there and just give my opinion about it, okay? Okay, so this documentary starts off as talking about what led up to the death of Gabriel Fernandez. He was an 8-year-old little boy that lost his life tragically. I mean, he was beaten to death and he was just tortured. And it's just crazy because this happened to him by the hands of his mother and his mother's boyfriend. You know, earlier in his life, his mom gave him up, and he was staying with with an uncle, one of his uncles he was staying with, and he was, you know, from that description of when he was with his uncle, he was a happy little boy. He was, you know, energetic. He was a normal little boy playing and enjoying life and stuff. And then in 2012, the mom decides she wants to go and get him and bring him back to live with her and the boyfriend. And as I read it, she also had another son, an older son, and a daughter also, you know, in the household. And when she brought Gabriel back to live with her, from day one, it said from the day he got back there with her and the boyfriend, they started torturing him and abusing him, okay? I think this went on all for about 8 or 9 months until his death. You know, they just, some of the things that they did to this baby, I just could not believe this, because for you to sit up as a mother and watch your child being tortured, beaten, and just abused and treated worse than an animal would be treated. How can you sit there and do that? And then to participate in some of this punishment this baby had to endure. I don't get it. How can you not break down? how can you not break down when you're seeing this happen to your child? I mean, you carry a child for 9 months, or if you're having a healthy pregnancy, you're gonna carry that child for 9 months and give birth to this child. Okay, when you gave birth to this child, if you are in a situation where you say you don't want this child, or you can't raise this child, and you give this child up, and if you're fortunate enough to get this child back, then why would you take it back to just abuse it, to abuse them, or bring harm to them? You know, if you know in your heart you don't want this child, then let it stay where it's at. You know, but, you know, it came out that the only reason she went and got this baby was because of welfare. She get this baby, she gets some extra welfare money. It doesn't make any sense. They allowed her to get this baby back just to get extra money for welfare. I mean, it's just crazy. So this baby, up until his death, I guess what you would say for about a little over 7 years of his life, he was happy. He was in a good, safe environment. He was enjoying being a child. And then he gets taken from that situation by his mother, put back into a home where she allowed someone to torture him, and eventually end up taking his life. I mean, the things that they did to this baby, I'm just gonna read off some of the things I jotted down that they did to this baby. You know, they said just 2 days before this baby was taken off life support, and when he was found, when they did go and get this baby, they found this baby naked. This is an 8-year-old little boy. They found him naked. He had a cracked skull. He had shattered ribs, multiple shattered ribs. He had severe burns on his body, and he had BB pellets buried in his body, like they had shot him with a little pellet BB gun. I mean, come on, are you crazy? What? Oh my God. You know, and then, like I said, she had another 2 other children in the home. And after all this had went down, they talked to the older son, and he was just saying that, you know, he witnessed, you know, saying about what he had witnessed when it came to Gabriel being punished and being abused. You know, he said that he physically saw his mom them beating Gabby, and when they would beat him, the mom would sit back and laugh about it. And he saw them forcing his brother to eat cat fetus and cat litter, and how they would bound his mouth and tie him up, you know, and stick him inside a killer cabinet to sleep, and make him sleep in this stand-up shower, and he could not, if he fell asleep while he was standing up in that shower and sit down and went to sleep, how they would go in there. They had video cameras so they could watch him, and, you know, they would go in there and beat him if he fell asleep, you know, beat him with a belt buckle, you know, all this stuff. It was just crazy. It was just so crazy, you know, and he was saying that he don't know why his mother abused Gabby and didn't abuse him and his sister, why they allowed, you know, why she and the boyfriend did that to Gabby, but they did not abuse him or his sister. You know, I don't know how old the older brother was. It did not say, but can you imagine him and his sister seeing that? It had to affect them in some kind of way. But, you know, it's just crazy. I mean, this child, he did tell one of his teachers, you know, he asked his teacher, was it right for someone to beat you with a belt buckle, the buckle of a belt? And the teacher was first a little puzzled and was wondering why he was asking her that. But then she did report it, you know, she reported it and everything. I think that this whole case was just totally wrong. And this baby definitely fell through the crack when it came to the social worker being his voice and looking out for him. You know, he was dropped. He fell through the cracks. You know, I'm not bashing up on any social workers or that professional or anything like that, because I'm not a social worker. And I know they have a large workload. One of the social workers that they talked to, he told them that he had 200 cases that he had to try to deal with. and he was trying to deal with. And it basically, look, Gabby got lost. He got lost in all the files and all the cases that he had, you know, and with that, him and a couple of more of the caseworkers, they was going to be put on trial also, because of them not taking this baby out of the home or protecting this child from the mother and the boyfriend. So they was going to be coming up on trial after they finished the trial of the mother and the boyfriend, you know. And I understand that these social workers, they do have a lot to do, you know, and they're probably underpaid. Most state employees don't make a whole lot of money. Just because it's state, people think they make a lot of money, okay? But you choose this professional to go in, and you know when you go into this professional that there is a lot of cases out there involving children that need you to speak up for them, that need you to be their voices. You know, maybe this document about, look, Gabriel will bring some awareness to the social worker world, and open it up and make it better, put in place where they can hire more social workers and pay them more, and lighten up that load that's on all these social workers. Because when you're got any type of job involving a child, it is your place to protect that child. I don't care if you're a social worker, I don't care if you're a teacher, I don't care if you're a daycare teacher, you know, it doesn't matter. If you choose to go into a professional where you are supposed to be there to protect a child, then you need to do that. You need to do that. You don't need to throw up, you know, oh, I got 200 cases, and okay. But you know, when a child, when you're going into these homes and you're investigating these children, you have to be their voices. And I'm not saying that you're not. I know there's some social worker out there trying to save every child that it is, but this thing is bigger than that. The state needs to reevaluate it when it comes to hiring these social workers, so that they'll have enough in place so that they won't have to carry 200 cases at a time. You know, they don't have to let any of these children fall through the crack. I mean, when the things that they did to this baby and how they tortured this baby for over 8 months of his last life, the last 8.5 to 9 months of his life was miserable. I could not even imagine what that poor baby went through and what he had to look forward to daily, on a daily basis, knowing that for any little reason or any second of that day, once he made it home from school, that he was going to be tortured. I mean, I ain't talking about getting a spanking. I'm talking about being tortured. I'm talking about being beaten with a belt buckle. I mean, being tied up into the position of a infant when you're born, tying him up like that and sticking him in a small space, making him stand up in his shower and sleep throughout the night, making him eat cat litter. I mean, all these things was just torture him, and just you know, torturing him every second up until his death, shooting him with a pellet gun, a BB gun. You know what? They need to do some of these acts that they did to this baby. They need to do some of that to the mom and the boyfriend. They need to have some of that done to them, you know, because it's just not right. I don't know if this mom took this baby back, I guess, well, supposedly so that she could increase her welfare, or maybe it was because she had some kind of thing she was holding deep down inside about this baby's father, because I from what I read, this baby did not have the same father as the other two kids. So maybe she was holding a grudge against the baby's father, and the reason why she was letting this boyfriend abuse this child the way he was being abused, and she was okay with doing it because she had some kind of grudge. It doesn't matter what her reason was. It does not matter. And then the boyfriend had the nerves to say that he was doing this to this baby because he felt like, look, Gabriel was gay. So what? Even if he was gay or is gay, so what? That does not give you a right to do this child the way that you did him. It does not give you that right, whether he gay or whatever. And they would laugh and call him gay while they was torturing him. I can't even digest, can't even get it all up in here of what that baby was feeling each time they did what they did to him. You know, and then at the trial, the mother had a nerves to get up and tell the family she was sorry. She was sorry. She didn't mean for Gabriel to die. She didn't mean for that to happen. What did you think was going to happen to this poor child? And you tortured and beating him every day. You're letting this 300, 200-pound plus man beat your child every day. You're participating with his being abused every day. What did you think gonna happen? You're not feeding him. You're not making sure he's safe. You're not showing him no love. You're not being supported and trying to get him in a better situation, or just taking him back over to where you got him from, to his uncle, and let his uncle and them continue to raise him. You did none of that. You put him in a situation knowing once you got him there how he was gonna be treated. And you are the cause of that baby losing his life. You got his mother got sentenced to life in prison without parole. She should have got the death sentence, and as the boyfriend got the death sentence. She should have got the death sentence too. And they both need to be tortured throughout their life, just like they did that baby. And that's just Granna's opinion, okay? I hope with this document being shown on Netflix that it opened up some eyes for the state, and when they're getting ready to hire social workers, they give them their due pay. They take this pay up and try to get enough social workers in place so that they won't have to have such a large workload, and they won't let these babies fall through the crack. I really hope that this never happened to another child, okay? You know, but go and watch the document, because it's a lot more than what I've talked about today, okay? I'm gonna let you guys get on up out of here, but before you go, you know what you need to do. Go ahead and spread a smile out there for everybody. Everybody you come in contact with, give them that smile. Spread the love out there. If you got time to give someone a word of encouragement, take a minute, do it. It might change their day. And just have a great day as you go through your day, okay? I'm gonna get on up out here. I will see you guys next time around, okay? Bye.